In the news tonight, Rasta's protest bill says fails to acknowledge their rights to freely utilize cannabis as part of the religion of Rastafari.
We've been very explicit, very unambiguous. They know what our issue is. The United Nations told them in the recommendations coming out of the Working Group of Experts visit in 2017 that they've been violating the rights of the Rastafari community in Guyana.
And construction worker remanded to prison for firearm possession, but granted $10,000 bail for possession of narcotics. The Rastafari Council today protested the amendments to the Narcotics, Drugs and Psychotropic Substance Control Amendment Bill of 2021. According to Rascafra, General Secretary of the Council, most importantly, the bill failed to recognize the use of cannabis as part of the religion of Rastafari.
We have been challenging the governments, and I say the governments because we've been doing this since under the previous PPP government, the coalition government, and now the PPP government presently. We've been very explicit, very unambiguous. They know what our issue is. The United Nations told them in the recommendations coming out of the Working Group of Experts visit in 2017 that they've been violating the rights of the Rastafari community in Guyana, and recommended to them that they should immediately address it constitutionally, right? So UN told them that, and subsequent to that, the United States government embassy here in Guyana have been sending their report to the State Department. Every year they do a State of Religious Freedom in Guyana report that they sent to the State Department, and they've also been acknowledging the fact that the Rastafari community's rights, religious rights, has been and is being violated in Guyana, right? So the government knows these things and they have failed to address it.
The removal of custodian sentences for persons in possession of 30 grams or less of cannabis, amendments to the Narcotics, Drugs and Psychotropic Substance Control Amendment Bill of 2021 were passed on Monday evening in the National Assembly, paving the way for the removal of custodial sentences for persons in possession of 30 grams or less of cannabis. He posited that while this is a step forward, the bill does not grant amnesty for those already in prison for small amounts. He and others on the picket line said there was no consultation on the bill and it is lacking.
Because this time around, the Rastafari community have to be given the rights, the religious rights, because CARICOM and the United Nations, because the International Organization of Guyana already spoken, all religion in Guyana agree that Rastafari must be given the sacramental use of the holy herb. And we call upon the United Nations and CARICOM to see to it that this government of Guyana make leeway and inroads for the Rastafari community to practice the culture outwardly.
That we are so stiff-necked in this country here, that we would allow our young people to go to, because this law as it stands is going to see more of our young people going to prison. Because if you miss the counseling, if you miss the community service, you are going to be fined, which is $250,000, and also you have the possibility of going to serve 3 years in prison. This is not right. This is a travesty.
There were no consultations with the Rastafari community and the government or the Parliamentary Select Committee that had responsibility for it, that was chaired by Mr. Anil Nandalal. What the Parliamentary Committee did was to send out a call for submissions on the bill, which they did not heed, because I heard it from his own mouth that at that time they had received 15 submissions and none of the submissions, not even one, sided with the government's bill, because they felt that it was lacking.
The Rastafari Council said they will be moving to the court since they believe that their rights have been violated.
Supreme law of Guyana, and if any other law is inconsistent with it, that other law shall, to the extent of its inconsistency, be void. The inconsistency of the law is that it violates my religious rights, that is in Article 38F. And it, the Constitution, the supreme law, not the law of my right, this Constitution is supreme law. And any law which is inconsistent with these rights, that law is void. It's written right here in Article 8. We carrying them to court, you know, we carrying them to court.
Because if you check all the changes that are occurring in the Caribbean with respect to their act, that is front and center. Persons now have the right to grow plants in the yard. The issue is not if they should grow, the issue is how much they should grow. That is the issue across the Caribbean. And in Guyana, we don't want to talk about that. We want to maintain this unjust, discriminatory, and racial bill that is targeting Rastas and other African people.
Things were going well until the Rastas decided to smoke in the presence of the police. The police were having none of it and warned them to desist.
This is a warning. Y'all are not to be smoking marijuana in front of you. This is my final warning to y'all. We are practicing. No, you could do what you're doing. You're not to smoke marijuana here, right? This is a warning. If I see y'all like anything, you will be arrested. Part of the Constitution.
Religious right. Religious right shall not be violated. You can't violate any religious right.
Chapter 1 part.
This one night you to pray. It's prayer and I pray.
This is
warning me of what?
Just praying.
You ought not to smoke it in public. Just warning you.
This is what we want. Let the world see. Go and bring the police and let them come and lock us
the
in.
Constitution right.
Backup were summoned, but after a while things were back to normal. The General Secretary noted that the Rastafari community is united on the issue and will continue to protest until their voices are heard.
Washi. Hi people. Washing made so easy since I found Washi. Washing me use wash me clothes and I can say wash your soap powder, wash clothes so nice. Wash your soap powder, leave your clothes color bright. Wash your soap powder, leave me clothes smelling nice, of course. So give thanks for wash your soap powder for doing my laundry right. Keep my clothes color bright, have my clothes smelling nice for sure. I could not ask for more. Comes in lemon and original. It is a washing machine in a pack. Wash your soap powder, wash clothes so nice. Wash your soap powder, leave your clothes color bright. Wash your soap powder, have my clothes smelling nice, of course.
Distributors located in the Stabrook Market.
With 70% ethyl alcohol, Mighty Foam Hand Sanitizer eliminates 99.99% of all germs and even moisturizes in the process, leaving your skin clean and hydrated. Mighty Foam Hand Sanitizer. How do you stay clean?
Running late and can't wait to the gate? We got you. The Guyana Public Service Cooperative Credit Union Limited has introduced a fast and easier way to make payments to your accounts through the GT&T mobile money services. Here's how. Click on the MMG app. Under Services, select Pay Bills. When you are there, look for the Financial Institution option. Once that is done, select Guyana Public Service Cooperative Credit Union Limited to pay your loan or make payments to your savings. Payments to the credit union made easier. GPS CCU, the credit union you can bank on.
Vishal Raghu, called Kevin, age 21, a construction worker of Enterprise East Coast Demerara, was today charged with possession of narcotics for the purpose of trafficking. and possession of a firearm without a license contrary to Section 16(2)(a) of the Firearm Act. The man appeared at the Vigilance Magistrates Court before Magistrate Fabio Zor, where the charges were read to him, and he pleaded not guilty to both charges. He was granted $10,000 bail on the narcotics charge, but remanded to prison until December 23rd on the firearm charge. For these and other stories, do visit us at our website www.rdproductiongy.com.